Ronaldo. Oh, genius! Absolute genius!
And put a fourth trophy in his case. Give it up for Baker!
Another 3-6-9 finds death number 4, but the re-engage from Belbet is almost enough, but it is not! Baker in the mid lane, the unkillable Demon King rebuilds his throne with the skulls of his enemies!
Set.
You will never lose in life again if you follow these three things. You don't have to cheat, you don't have to deceive anyone, and you don't even have to rely on luck. See, most people think of winning in terms of just one win. This is where you need to change the game. You need to think about outlasting everyone else. Now, how do you do that? What are these three things? Let's find out together. The first step is how you define winning. Most people think of it as an outcome they want to achieve. Is it something external that you want to achieve that will make you happy? Now, you might think it will make you happy, and it might for a little while, but soon that happiness will fade away. Okay? We need to define winning in terms of something more deeper. Let's reframe winning in terms of something internal. So, instead of thinking, I hope I win, let's go to, I'm a person that wins. See, when you define winning like this, you only need to win once, and you change the game from a sprint to a marathon. Okay? This is a very different game. And the only variable you need to worry about in this game is tenacity. The one who has more tenacity will win. And tenacity is a variable that's in our control. Now, here comes part 2. The mindset that is required to win. You have to go from a person that loves winning to a person that hates losing. Okay? A person that loves winning comes from a fixed mindset. They think their abilities are fixed. They pick and choose their battles. They go for shortcuts. They want to guarantee their victory. They only pick battles where there's a higher probability of winning. Okay, but a person that hates losing is thinking long term, is thinking systems, is thinking, growth. So this growth mindset will make you challenge people that are way better than you. You won't think of failure as a loss. You will think of failure as a learning opportunity, right? I think it was Beckett who said, ever tried, ever failed, try again, fail better. Like that perfectly encapsulates this mindset. So go for a mindset where you hate losing, keep trying, and now every failure becomes a chance to learn something new. And life becomes an iterative game wherein you keep trying to fail again and again just so you can learn something new and you can change the process. Okay, so now instead of trying to get to the peak, you're trying to become a person that can stay on the peak for years and years. You're laying the foundation for victory to be permanent. So that's the mindset required to win. Now, part 3 is acting from that mindset. Here we talk about being versus doing. You see, you are being what your identity is. Okay, and your identity is incredibly consistent. So think about the last 10 days. Your actions have been really consistent in the last 10 days. You might not want to, have those actions there rationally, but they were consistent. Your actions in the last 2 months have been incredibly consistent. So discipline is you just acting on your identity. Discipline is not forcing yourself to do something you hate. Although, when you have the willpower, you can do that too for a very long time. But let's not go on a tangent here. You have to focus on being and not doing. Breathing is not taking any effort from you. It's something you're doing, but it is happening naturally. That is what discipline is. So you have to act from a mindset through your identity. And when you make your identity a winner's identity of a person who wins, the actions will flow naturally. But there's still a trick that I'll give you to act from the winner's mindset. Now, take a World Cup winning team. It can be a World Cup winning football team, or it could be a World Cup winning cricket team, or any other sport, and put it on in a match against a small town team or a country that nobody knows. Okay, that match will have a non-zero probability of the underdog winning. Keeping the factors that led to the defeat of the World Cup winners aside, they might not be fluent, they might not be cohesive, they might not have the best form, they might have injuries. Keeping all that aside, let's just focus on the winning team. To win against World Cup winners, they might have acted from an incredible amount of belief, right? If you go into that team's perspective and the mindset that all the players have, they might have really believed they were going to win. And from that belief, their actions are coming out naturally. Okay. My favorite club is Manchester United. And there's this incredible number of pictures where belief is written on the stands, or a lot of people are holding these white posters and making a big belief out of the crowd. So when you are acting from belief, you're acting from the winner's mindset. And every time you think winning is difficult, think of having the belief that you are a person that wins and act from that belief. Now, here is my unique twist to the topic. Realize the difference between experimental and operational failure. Now, operational failure is something that you come to work late, do not deliver on time, or a machine fails, or something that was very predictable but went wrong. But experimental failure is you're trying to tweak the process to learn something more about the process, and there you get a result that wasn't what you expected. So in India, experimental failure is treated the same as operational failure, which is a very big problem, which is why we don't innovate as much as we should. But when you think about experimental failure, reward yourself for every learning you get from experimental failure. So if you have an experimental failure and you get a new learning, treat it as a win, and then implement those learnings in your actions, and then try to get another experimental failure. And this will start a chain of compounding wherein you get better and better at the process, right? So every small win, celebrate that win and include that in your actions moving forward. And this level of compounding will get you to that winning personality. And you only need to win once. When you define winning as becoming a person who wins, you only need to win once. So you never lose in life again when you redefine winning to become a person that wins and thinks about outlasting everyone else. You have a mindset that talks about hating to lose, always growing, and then you're acting from that mindset. So in conclusion, how to never lose again? It's simple. Outlast, evolve, compound. You are not chasing wins. You are built for them. So that's all for this video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you have a great day and a great life.